Okay, so I'm going to show you how we use the microscope, all right? And I will also show you how we store it, so when the time comes, we can do that too. So please pay attention. Now, there are some things that I say here that actually has happened in the past with my students. I have students who get really frustrated with the microscope, and they throw their hands up. I can't do this anymore, and all it is this. That's all it is. That's what the problem was. If it has a cord, you need to plug it in. So I think that's obvious. Then the other thing is that you have to turn it on. For this model here, the on and off switch is right here. So you have to turn it on. Now notice something, that once I turned it on, nothing really happened because of how we store it. We always store it with the light all the way down. So we do that with the rheostat. If you're standing on this side, you might want to come here so you can see it. The rheostat, we always turn it all the way down to save the life of the bulb, of course. So it's not a surprise that when you plug it in, turn it on, you don't see much happening. What you need to do is increase the light. You don't know how many students get a 0 on question number 50. Remember that? Because they forgot this. They forgot that they actually need to have light. You can't see anything without light. If I turn the lights off and I make sure it's pitch black in here, you're not gonna see much. So you need light. So the goal is to get going with it is that you need to see the light coming from the illuminator. If you do everything that I just did and you don't have light coming from, that means the bulb is burned. That's what it means. So the names of the microscope, the parts here. This is obviously the base. This is obviously the stage. This is what's called the arm, okay? The larger knob right here is called the coarse focus knob. When you do this, you actually see the stage moving. Look at that. You see the stage moving up and down? The outer, smaller knob is called the fine focus knob. When you move it, you really don't see the stage moving, but it is. But ever so slightly. You're not gonna see it. So this one really moves the stage. That's why it's called the coarse focus knob. This one is called the fine focus knob, and it doesn't matter which one you use, this one or this one, because they're both the same. And it doesn't matter which one you use, this one or this one, because they're both the same. Sounds good so far? All right. Up here is the ocular lens. That's where you put, obviously, your eye. And you have to have both eyes open. You cannot close one eye or the other. You have to have two of them, both of them open. And the way to use it is that you step back a little bit and look through like this. But I'll show you how to adjust this part. Okay, on here, these are called the objective lenses, and obviously you can choose between them. And the rotating piece here is called the nose piece. The scanning objective, which is 4x, is the smaller one, and it has like a red line on it. And the way to figure out what the magnification is, it's written on here. You will see, for example, on here, it says clearly 4. So it'll be written on the objective itself what the magnification power is. All right, the next one is the 10x, and it's the yellow ribbon one. The next one is the 40x, and it's the blue one. And then the 100x, which again, we do not use in this lab, is the white one. That's the oil immersion. This is called high power dry because it doesn't use oil. This is called oil immersion because you need oil to use it, and we don't go there in this lab. It gets really messy. Okay, this is a little harder to see, but this part right here on the microscope, this glass part up here, is actually called the condenser. And I can change the height of the condenser using this knob right here. Watch it, look. I can bring the condenser down. See, that's the condenser part right here. Or all the way up. And you can use that one actually to also change contrast, because when you move this, the lighting changes. Another way, and the best way to control contrast when it comes to lighting, is this lever right here that a lot of people forget where it's at. So I need you to see it. It's this lever right here. It is called the iris diaphragm lever right here. And that's what's going to open and close what looks like an aperture. So if I bring the condenser all the way up, do you see light coming through the condenser? Yeah. Watch this. When I close the iris diaphragm, watch. You won't be able to see anything because there'll be no light coming through. So the goal, before I put the slide on the stage, the goal is this: plug it in, turn it on, increase the rheostat so I can see light coming through the illuminator, and then open the iris diaphragm so I can see light coming through the condenser. If you don't do that, you're not going to see anything, because if there's no light, you can't see anything. Because I have a lot of students who have it like this, and they sit the whole lab struggling with one slide. And all I do is, when I finally have time to see that, I go in and I go like this. Magic, right? So pay attention to all these things here. So what you want to do is probably sit down for like 5 minutes or so, get yourself really familiar with where all the parts are and what they do before you start your microscopy. Okay? Now that I have all of that, the condenser is in place, the light is going through here. There's a function for the condenser, and there's a function for the iris diaphragm. The iris diaphragm regulates the light. Watch me do it. Watch. I want less light. I want more light. I want less light. I want more light. That's light regulation. The condenser does something different. The condenser focuses the light onto your slide. See, the light wants to do this. If the condenser was not there, the light coming from here is like a flashlight. It wants to do this. You see? By the time the light gets to the slide, you won't have any light if there was no condenser here. The condenser says, no, all the light rays, please, come together and go through and get to your slide. So the condenser focuses the light onto your slide so you can actually see things. The iris diaphragm does what to the light? Regulates it, you see? You think these are 2 questions on the exam? What about the resolution one? What about this equation? Yeah, everything I'm saying is on the exam. All right, so watch this, please. How do you use this microscope? There are different approaches. The one I like to do is I like to drop the stage all the way down. And then I put the slide flat on the stage. Not over here like some students do, all right? It's flat on the stage, and I use the clips to hold my slide in place. You notice I'm not touching the slide anymore. So it is flat. It goes all the way back on the stage right here, and the clip holds it in place. Watch it again. It's just like that. Now, how do I move the slide? I use these stage manipulators right here. The top one brings it forwards and backwards. The bottom one, sideways. So what I'm gonna do is bring the E right over where the condenser light is coming from, where the light is coming from through the condenser. So whatever specimen that you're looking for has to be over the condenser, not over here. If you have your slide over here, you're not gonna see anything other than light because there's nothing over the condenser. So you have to bring it to where the condenser is. Whatever specimen that you're looking at, it has to be like this. Then do you remember what I did with the stage? I dropped it. That means there's only one way to go, and that is up. Okay. These are the rules here. You have to always start at 4x. And because I dropped the stage, there's only one way to go, and that is up. And I remember two or three things. Go slow and be patient. Go slow and be patient. Now, before I do this, I have to actually adjust this one right here for what is called the interpupillary distance. Different people have different interpupillary distance, the distance between your 2 pupils. Well, the microscopes are designed for everybody to use. So you have to adjust this for that. It's sort of like your car. You know your car seat, your driver's seat can be moved backwards and forwards and whatever for your height and for your needs. Well, it's the same thing. So how do you do it? Watch this, please. You open it all the way and you look through it and you'll realize something. I see two objects. Yeah, and that's on purpose. And then the idea is to do this. You're gonna move them together. Move them slowly together until you see one, and then you stop. Watch, watch. I see two of them. I will keep moving it slowly. Now I see one, I will stop. And that's my adjustment. You see? Again, it's sort of like your car seat. All right, you should do this so that you can be comfortable with it. Now, how do you focus? I dropped it all the way down, so I'm gonna go up. Slow, be patient, I can do it. Slow, be patient, I can. Notice what I'm doing. I'm using the coarse focus knob. On 4X, I can use both of them. That's the only time I can use both of them. Once I go to 10X, 40X, or whatever, watch this, I can only use the fine focus one. You're gonna break the rule, you're gonna break the slide. All right, remember the rules. On 4X, I can use either one of them. Watch, I'm gonna go slow. I am patient, I can do it. I'm not gonna give up. I got it. All right, fine focus, there it is. That's good. Now, you always wanna keep your, whatever you're looking at in the middle of the field of view. Keep it in the middle by, using those two knobs. Okay, now, I'm gonna go up to 10X. Which one am I gonna use to focus? Only the fine. I will not touch this one, because if I do, I run the risk of breaking the slide and maybe the lens even. All right, so that's it, it's focused. I like to reposition it in the middle. So I literally see the E bigger now. It fills the whole field of view. All right, I go to 40X and I focus. What I'm seeing right now under 40X is just this part of the E. That's what I'm seeing right now. But I do not use the oil immersion. Are we okay? All right, so here's your task for today. Besides doing the paperwork exercises, I want you to take out the microscope. I want you to become familiar with everything I just did. You're gonna use the letter E slide. You're gonna focus under 4X and you're gonna raise your hand. I will come around and give you the thumbs up. You're gonna go to 10X, focus, raise your hand. I'll look at it, give you another thumbs up. Once you get those two, if you wanna go to 40X, that's great. I don't need to see your 40X. But then you're gonna do the onion and the plant for cell size. Are we catching what we're doing? Let's get it done. Work together, please. But everybody does their own microscopy.